Well, the camera bikes are struggling just a little bit to capture all the action. And of course, there's, in races like this, usually only two camera bikes, one at the tail end and one at the front of the peloton, and meaning that we can't see everything. But yeah, look at that, with Florian Vermeers, Caleb Ewan, Tim Wellens of the Lotto Soudal team there at the front of the bunch. Really long and tall rider there, Florian Vermeers, with his fantastic Paris-Roubaix last year. But oh, this is navigating roundabouts and traffic furniture. It's sketchy. Yeah, I'm just hoping everybody stays upright.
Yeah, it is nervous. It looks like it is Mark Donovan. So it was the British rider from Cumbria who's attacked, continuing to go again. Looks like he's got something more under the hood. I'm just trying to look. There's a lot of riders. Oh, 3 or 4 riders moving to the front for Total Energies. We know that it won't be for Peter Sagan, but perhaps, again, because there's only 2 real sprinters here, might be for someone like Daniel Oste to try and get a top 5, because Os obviously normally leads out Peter Sagan, is quick, so maybe they're going to be, the French team are going to be looking after the Italian. They've got options in Julien Simon, Anthony Tergis, as well as a Valentin Ferron, but perhaps looking after Os to try and get up there. Who knows? Because it's a really scrappy finale and difficult to pick out who is going to be sprinting today. It's one for the opportunist, I tell you.
Yeah, Julien Simon, one of the riders in this peloton, has already won a stage. That was 5 years ago in this race in 2017. But yeah, he might be the one to try and sprint for the team from France, with Peter Sagan dropped there on the final climb of the day. Great effort here by Mark Donovan, a team, the DSM, who also don't have a sprinter here, so they have to try something, but he was eliminated by the sheer force there of Lotto Soudal, trying to protect, of course, the man there in 3rd position, Caleb Ewan. And, well, we already indicated that we thought Ewan would survive the climb, and he's done that in fine form. He's the top favourite today. Also moving up with his iconic black helmet, Nasser Bouhanni. He's there.
Yeah, I've not spotted him all day. Well, that's a good thing, I think. So Nasser Bouhanni could pose a real threat to Caleb Ewan. Caleb Ewan already won his first race of the year, didn't he, Caleb Ewan, in the Saudi Tour? So clearly he's in pretty decent shape and was always at the head of affairs on that climb as well. But there's going to be a lot of work being done here, so nobody else keeping the pace high. So Lotto Soudal have not only got to keep the pace high to deter any other attacks, but also have got to do the lead out as well. And ordinarily speaking, in the modern era, taking it up that far out is really hard. But this field has an unusual composition. Not many sprinters at all, so all eyes are on the Belgian team to control this. It's then 3.6. We've just gone through 3Ks to go. So we've got a couple of really technical turns coming up. We've got a left-hander with 2Ks to go. And remember, in the last, once they go through the Flamme Rouge, there's a hard right, and then with 400 metres to go, a hard left over, and a really sharp 90-degree left-hander before the finish opens up. So that ticker appears to be ever so slightly out.
Well, all the other teams are very happy that Lotto Soudal is doing all the work there, but also look out there for Nasser Bouhanni. He was already second on Sunday in the Classica Almeria, the race that was won by Alexander Kristoff. So yeah, he is in fine form. He had to postpone the start of his season due to an injury. He crashed during training in Spain, so he had a little bit of a knee problem there. But he's back with a 2nd place in Almeria, and that's only a few days ago. So Bouhanni is up to speed, and we already know, you already said, Caleb Ewan already won this year. So yeah, it's a bit different, of course, than a final in the desert with all these turns, but his team are doing a great job. He doesn't have his normal lead-out man with him, Caleb Ewan, Jasper de Buist. So he's working with a different team here. We've seen Andreas Kroon, Harry Sweeney, Brent van Moer, Florian Vermeers. Look at that, Vermeers and Wellens are the 2 riders around the man from Australia, who also lives locally, by the way.
Another rider goes out the back. The big gold Powell Sources WB riders can't keep on at the pace anymore, but this is a great bit of riding by a Lotto Soudal. But there are Arkea Samsic as well in the red moving up as well because of Bouhanni being there. It's saying 1,600 metres to go, but I think it's just a little bit less than that. We've got This is the straight leading in to the Flamme Rouge now, up at ever such a slight little drag. Daniel Ostis moving up on the outside there.
Oof.
Or Gebrselassie.
Oh, there goes his gearing. Yep, mechanical problem there for the rider from Eritrea. Sadly, well, it's inside the 3 kilometer mark, so hopefully he will be granted the same
this
time.
This is Volgren going. Volgren,
yeah, we are,
big attack.
He is using this nice little incline that is, of course, absolutely perfect for him. But look at that. Look at how incredibly solid Caleb Ewan is at the moment there. We have Volgren. We have also Tous Vendrame, I think, actually, from Agilesert, as we head towards the final kilometer of this first stage from Saint-Ravel into Seine-sur-Mer. This is the tail end of the peloton. It's absolutely not interesting to see. We want to see what happens at the front. And Lotto Soudal, they are putting in those bollards there. They're putting in an awful lot of work here in this final of the first stage of the Tour des Alpes Maritimes et du Var. And their rider is in third position. On the wheel of Caleb Ewan at the moment is Nasser Bouhanni. I think those are the two riders who are going to sprint head-to-head on the boulevard here. There we go. Final push there by Florian Vermeers. Also, Julien Simon is there. We see the rider from Trek Segafredo. I think Kevin Chignette still wants to try something, but it looks very, very promising for a nice little sprint between Bouhanni and Caleb Ewan. Fantastic, fantastic work done by Lotto Soudal today. And there we have the sprint. Julien Simon in white. We have Caleb Ewan, and then with the black helmet, Nasser Bouhanni. Through the middle, Julien Simon with Caleb Ewan. Nasser Bouhanni is not going to make it. It's going to be Caleb Ewan. What a fantastic and really convincing teamwork by Lotto Soudal. And look at what Tim Wellens did. He kept sprinting to the line, and that is exactly what I meant with those points.
Totally, that was a, as you say, convincing, emphatic sprint. He didn't even look to be in any real difficulty. Sat off the wheel, then just look at when he goes here. A lot bigger. You see, Bouhanni was just blown away by that acceleration. Real confident, dominant, emphatic win. And a multiple raised hands there for the rest of the Lotto Soudal team. They did an absolutely cracking job there. All eyes were on them, so a lot of pressure to deliver. And his team looked after him perfectly because the race was very, very open. Nobody else would have assisted with the pacemaking there. They had to shut down a couple of really nasty little attacks. But in the end, he was the favourite, and he delivered at a canter, really. Took that very, very well. Proper textbook stuff there.
And fantastic, fantastic teamwork here by the team. Arnaud Delis, Tim Wellens, of course, the captain here. Very young team by Lotto Soudal, with Andreas Kroon, Harry Sweeney, Brent van Moer, and Florian Vermeers. What a fantastic team job done there by Lotto Soudal. And I think this might be their 5th season win. They're off to a fantastic start.
I'll have a little look just to confirm that. Yeah, but win number 2 for the man from Sydney, 27 years of age now, is the little sprinter, Caleb Ewan. But that looked really good. He was just waiting. When, as soon as he wound it up, he was in a huge gear, but just had so much power, didn't he? There was nothing anybody could do about it. Great riding by Simon, though. Julien Simon of Total Energies.
Turgis it was, in fact.
Oh, Turgis, sorry, Anthony Turgis, my apologies.
There goes the man with the beard, the look-alike of Julien Alaphilippe. Wow, but just like Andy from Spain tells me on Twitter, this was a bit of a disaster, this stage, with all the road furniture, the